Hey physicists, today we're going to work on some acceleration motion problems solving graphically. So hopefully you'll have access to this worksheet. If not, pull out a piece of graph paper to get started. I'm going to do a bunch of quick videos with these so that you can kind of go from one to another depending on which one you want to work on. So we're going to go ahead and start with number one. It says that a car drives 7 meters in 2 seconds. What is the car's velocity? So really we're just kind of getting started with some basic problems just to get our head around maybe how we can solve this looking at it with a graph. So we know, I'm just going to kind of take a look at what we know. We know that it drives 7 meters in 2 seconds, and we want to know the velocity. So you've already gone through some problems like this where you know a distance and you know a time, and we're looking for velocity. And graphically, hopefully, you remember from the experiments that we've done already that velocity is going to appear on a position versus time graph as the slope. So let's go ahead and draw ourselves a position versus time graph. So I'm going to go ahead and label position on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. Time is always, almost always going to go on the x-axis. So we're just going to space some stuff out so that we can get a sense of kind of where everything is. So we need at least 7 meters. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look here. I haven't actually counted these for a while, so let's go ahead and do that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 boxes going up and 14 going across. So we can just get a sense we want, whenever we're doing a graph, to stretch out as much as we can. And since there were 14 boxes, that means that we can really go by twos for our position. So this isn't so much a sketch as an actual graph because we're actually putting numbers in here. So my position is going to be in meters, and I'm going to do 1 meter every 2 boxes. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and way up here at the top is 7. Just a friendly reminder, you don't ever want to go above or beyond the graph because you don't want to have to draw lines because then things get really messy. So we don't want to do that. And then going across here, we don't need to necessarily go all the way out, but let's get ourselves a sense of maybe what this is going to look like. So maybe we'll go every 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not really necessary to put that in there, but it's just kind of nice to spread it out a little bit. And then it wants to know what the car's velocity is. So let's go ahead and graph the things we know. It says that it drives 7 meters. So I'm going to assume that the initial position, get my stylus to work here. You don't. There we go. Well, we'll do it in green then. The initial position, I'm going to go ahead and say is 0 to keep things super simple. And then we would say that the final position is going to be at 7 meters. The initial time would be at 0 seconds, of course, and then the final time is going to be at 2 seconds. So my initial spot is going to be, again, at 0, 0, and then the final one is going to be over at 2 seconds and way up, making sure that I stay on my line there, okay, all the way up to 7 meters. This is a great time to pull out that straight edge or the ruler that you've got and go ahead and make a line going from one to the other. It's moving at a constant speed, so that means, or a constant velocity, so that means that it's going to look something like that. And so we need to know the car's velocity. We just need to know the slope of the line. So it's the change in y, so in this case, the change in position over time. So we've got 7 meters that we're traveling over our 2 seconds, and 7 meters in 2 seconds. This is the slope of the line of the graph, is going to be 3.5 meters per second. There you go. Go ahead and work through that, make sure that it makes sense, and then hop on for round 2.